Hey, today I want to talk to you a little bit about societal and generational trauma, both of them, because it's coming into my awareness so much more clearly right now, especially with how things are going with our young children, that a lot of them are, they've had a lot of trauma after the pandemic, and just generally in life, it's a hard time right now, right? For a lot of us, but for our children especially. And, as someone who has contemplated helping children, it's sometimes that's a little bit hard for me because I really feel it's important that parents are there to help their children. If I help a child who's been traumatized and then he or she goes back into the same environment at home, it's hard for the child to really heal if they're in the same traumatizing environment, which is why it's really important for us as parents to heal our wounds. Everyone on this planet has been traumatized in some way or another, big or small, but our society perpetuates trauma. Like the competition, as like parents feel that they have to get their children enrolled in all the most all the clubs for sports and like all the AP classes and all of the, pressure there to be the very, very best is a trauma response. I'm just going to say that. It's a trauma response because it's coming from a parent's shame and feeling like they need to be perfectionistic and their children have to represent the family in a perfectionistic way that enables the parent to feel like they're worthy finally. Like maybe they weren't the best athlete, but look, my kid is like this all-star, and look, he or she has all straight A's and they're going to go to this really big, huge, great Ivy League school, and I get to take ownership of that for my child, and I finally get to have the praise, the approval, and the praise that I always wanted when I was a kid. Now, that might be offensive to some people to hear that, but I'm just going to say that is a lot of our world is let's press these children, put pressure on the children so they are bigger than life, and then we feel finally we're vindicated and we're validated. And it's not fair to the children to do this, okay? Unless a child, and it's a very low percentage of children that are very gifted and athletically, intellectually, and things like that. If we're pushing our children to be, at the top of the tier all the time, what is it doing to our children? That's not very healthy for them. As they get out of high school and they go into college, sometimes they just feel lost. They feel like they're not worthy. They have a lot of emotional problems that come from being treated this way. This can be a traumatic thing for children if they're pushed into being perfect when they're not necessarily. Maybe that's not their path. Maybe they're not supposed to be doing the things the parents think they should be doing. This is a conversation for those of you who are resonating with this. And I hear stories from a lot of people that I know who work with children, and the children are zoning out. They're not able to learn. They're not online. Their executive functioning is not online, and that's because they're going out of their bodies. I don't know what's going on in their homes, but there might be flakiness on one hand. There might be pressure coming from one parent, flakiness from another parent, lack of structure. I mean, there are just a lot of things we can do as parents to create an environment where our children feel safe and secure so that they can learn. And if we're just pressuring them to be perfect and to know everything, or the kids have gone through divorce, or there's abuse in the family, that is not a conducive environment for a child to learn in. Children don't learn in traumatizing homes, okay? So if your home is traumatized, you're living in an environment where you're traumatizing your children because you haven't healed your own trauma, that's creating generational trauma. And it's also our society creates this vortex of pressure where we all feel like we have to be keeping up with each other, and we're not slowing down enough to just say, how do I create this very calm home for my child? What do I have to do to heal my stuff from my chaotic childhood, that traumatizing or chaotic childhood, so my child or children can be okay, and then they can go forth in the world with their own gifts and their own desires and their own self-motivation instead of me pushing them to be perfect. So it's really, really important for us all to heal our trauma. It really, really is. Trauma to me is at the root of every problem we have in our world. And I'm not saying that because I'm a trauma coach. I'm saying it because if I think of all the ways, you know, even in our big institutions in this world, our politics, our healthcare, you know, schools, I think about how at the root of every problem in these big institutions in our world, there's trauma, because all of us have been traumatized and nobody ever helped us with it. So we're just going about it thinking like push harder, be better, and we're all competitive and we're just pressuring, and that's not going to end up very well for us. In fact, it's not ending up very well for us if you look around. I invite all of you to get help with your trauma, because I promise you that you were traumatized, because there's no way you couldn't have been. We come from parents and grandparents and great-grandparents and lineages of trauma in this world. And if you haven't dealt with your trauma, you're passing it along to your children. And if you're letting yourself be traumatized and re-traumatized by your friends, your social groups, your work, TV, you know, the news, everything, we're just perpetuating trauma in the world. So I think it's time to stop. What do you guys think? I mean, like, let's do something about this, because you can. There's tons of us out here who can help you with healing trauma. And it doesn't matter if you don't think you've had any. I'm sure that you have. There's no way to avoid it in our world. There's just not. So please do yourself and your family and your you know, going forward in your ancestry to stop the chain now. Break the chain, because when we do, our world will be different, because the more we heal our trauma, the more we automatically feel inner peace. And when we feel inner peace and find the resources to have consistent inner peace, we just do things differently. We're not so, you know, hyper about pressing. We're calm in our systems, and that helps us heal our entire being. And it creates a situation where when your nervous system is calm and regulated, your children's become calm and regulated by relating to each other. You know, we heal in relationship. What if you're giving your children calm and presence and, you know, and love and attention, they can flourish. They can become anything that they want to be. You don't have to pressure them to become the perfect soccer player if they really want to play the violin, or if they really just want to like read a lot. They can do what they want to do. That's for them. They're their own being. They're not little clones of each other, you know? So anyway, I hope this helps. Please reach out to me if you need help. This is really important. You know, and I don't usually get this super serious in my videos, but this is very important. And I really believe that it takes each one of us to help heal, be examples to each other of how to heal. And it takes a village, right, to help each other. But I shouldn't have to, like, if I'm a teacher, I shouldn't have to parent your children who you're not willing to parent. And offer structure. Children need structure and routine. If they have that and they're calm, then the parts of their brain that can, you know, connect and think logically can then learn, and then they can feel successful, and then they can succeed in their life, you know, feel successful, succeed in their goals and their lives, and feel smart, you know, and feel like they're capable. And that's really important, especially when they're young, that foundational level of age-appropriate learning, that they can accomplish those little tasks so they can grow up and feel competent, you know, and do the things in life they want to do and feel good about themselves. So let me know if you have any questions. If you have any comments, please comment. And if you need any coaching, please contact me. I really am serious about this. I think it's very important, and this is my job. This is what I love to do. I'm here to help, and I just want to help everyone feel good so that our children can feel good. Okay? Have a good day. Bye.